Alrighty guys, good morning. We are back live for the 39th Annual World Championships here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are just before 9 o'clock. We are going to flip over to here, which shows a lot of the tables, and there is a reason. Something very, very unique with the VNEA when they start the team event is everybody breaks at the same time. The entire 200 tables that are in the room, everybody breaks the same time, 9 o'clock this morning, so we're 1 minute away, and you'll hear them do the quick countdown. I know that Stephanie is live in the big room on another feed. There it is. Everybody breaks at the same time. Or close to the same time, but very unique here at the VNEA. And welcome back to it, everybody. So we're gonna get live. We're gonna get rocking and rolling. We have the start of the team event. It is the Knights out of Colorado versus No Filter out of Ontario, Canada. And do remember, guys, this is a points system. This is not a race to 25 and wins. This does go off of points. So each of your either solid or stripe is worth 1 point, the 8 being worth 3. There are 25 games scheduled. However, once it does become mathematically impossible for your opponents to catch up, the match would be declared over. We are watching open 8-ball teams here this morning. And welcome back to it, everybody. We are back live once again. And if you can help me out, smash that share button. Let's get it rocking here this morning. We are locked, loaded, and ready to go. And good morning, Jeff. How are you this morning? I do have both chat lines open, both from Facebook as well as YouTube. If Facebook does act up for you, feel free to come over to the YouTube channel. YouTube has been fairly flawless. Look out. Scratch on the left-hand table. And I know that Stephanie was also live in the other room. If you missed it, she'll end that video. You can go back and watch that. That will definitely show all of the other tables in the area. Everybody all breaking at the same time or roughly thereabouts. And you're more than welcome, Raymond. And Cody, thanks for tuning in. We have, once again, if you are just joining in, is the Knights versus No Filter. The Knights out of Colorado, good old USA. No Filter, based in Ontario, Canada. And good morning, Lloyd Martin from Nova Scotia. So probably afternoon for you there. Hey, you bet, Raymond. No troubles at all. We're happy to do it. It has been an amazing event thus far. And the suds and chips was last night. Unfortunately, I didn't make none of it. I figured I would take advantage of the time off and go upstairs and have a nap, and that nap lasted until this morning. Sarah, thanks for tuning in, upstate New York. St. Edwards, Nebraska, thanks for tuning in again, Jeff. Indeed, 1:03 p.m. And on that right table, lots to develop on this, on the bottom side of the table. Just a little bit under hit on the left-hand table. That will bring the knights to the table on the left side. Knights are at the table on the right table. So if you missed the recording of Stephanie on going live in the other room to show you everybody breaking at the same time, 9 o'clock. Once she ends that video, I don't know whether she has yet or not. I would assume she has. That will be in the archives there as well. But it's a pretty cool thing and I really like the fact that they do that. I think it's kind of a nice touch. The same as the suds and chips last night. Wish I could have partaken a little bit in that. I know that Stephanie had posted up a few pictures on her Facebook page. I'll see if she can post some of those onto the Q Sports Live page as well. Can you still get a foot-long hot dog and a beer like when I was there in 1996? I'm sure somewhere, Lloyd, you could, but probably won't cost the same as what it did in 96. And just a small cluster of balls there on that right-hand table. The left-hand table actually looking pretty good. He's got the right angle underneath that 6 to do a 6-4 combination. Just got to control the 6 and the cue ball here. And obviously Derek is cheering for Team Knights, again based out of Colorado, USA. Very nicely done, nicely controlled. And the tables that these guys are playing on are probably not quite acclimated to the speed. I know they were in here early practicing on these tables. The tables that are in the dome here were just refelted right before the start of the event. So unlike most of the other tables, these ones are playing really, really slick, very quick. Very well done. Knights take game number 1 on the left-hand table. And that is a 10-3 win. And looks like the Knights are going to take it on the right-hand table. And that is a 10-5 win. And I will do my absolute best to make sure that my score is 100% accurate. More than likely, I will be having to check the scores kind of halfway through the match and so on and so forth, just to make sure that I am accurate on there. Win. What did I say, a 10-3 win? Weren't there 4 balls on the table? Three balls, okay. Okay, so race to 25 games. There is, I'll explain it this way. There are 25 games scheduled to be played. VNEA works off of a point system, so each one of your striked balls is worth 1 point. The 8 is worth 3, and as soon as it becomes mathematically impossible for either team to catch up, the match would then be declared over. However, most matches do come down to about the 23rd, 24th, maybe the 25th game. Sorry, 20 to 7, I reversed the wrong number. There we go, we're good. It's still morning, bear with me, guys. My head is still upstairs on my pillow. Physically, I'm here. Mentally, still upstairs. And once again, guys, if you are just tuning in, help me out. Hit that share button. Let's get things going here this morning. I know it is a work day for most, so we definitely appreciate everybody that is tuning in here this morning. But you can share that to any of the pool groups that you're associated with. Share it onto your own page. You can share the link to the YouTube channel on your own page as well. I do have both comments open. So if you do have any questions, heck, if you have any answers, feel free to comment away and I'll do my best to get back to you. Hey, good morning, Eldon. How are you this morning? Yes, correct, Brent. And like I mentioned, if as soon as it becomes mathematically impossible for a team to catch up, the match would be then declared over. So there are 25 games scheduled to be played, but if one team kind of pulls ahead of the other, as soon as it becomes mathematically impossible to catch up, the match would then be declared over. On the right-hand table, with low ball sitting all out, 5 ball into the bottom left-hand corner, 6 also into the bottom left-hand corner, 3 ball, depending on your angle, from the 6 will go either in the bottom left, bottom right, both the 2 and the 7, going into the top right-hand corner. Looking good on the left up until the 4 ball comes in and clusters things up. Alden, I'll tell you what, it has been an absolute amazing time. VNEA does a really, really amazing job. And I'll kind of go through some of that with you. In fact, I'll do that right now while the score is easy to figure out. So here is one of the rooms, and right now the room is absolutely jam-packed with people. I got these pictures before anybody came in. This is the second room. They also do a really good job of hanging up all of the posters. So Gary Benson is your tournament director. He is with High Country Promotions. They supply all the tables. Um, they've got the instructors, the head ref. Obviously, Dr. Q Tom Rossman is in the house. Dave Pearson, the Ginger Wizard, is here. They've got the control booth here, and it does take an absolute army of people to make sure that this tournament runs without a hitch. And of course, everybody vying for the Charlie. It is absolutely famous here in Vegas. This is what you are playing for. They are very, very coveted, very, very difficult to get your hands on. And that's what everybody is playing for. So they do an amazing job, not only with all of the hardware, and those are not cheap. They're not cheaply made trophies. They're amazingly done, amazingly well done. And then they do the suds and chips that happened last night. I'm sure on your Facebook feeds you've seen perhaps a couple of pictures from the suds and chips last night, which is basically one big party for the pool players that the VNEA puts on. And of course, then you head into the team event. Following the pool and following all of the matches being scheduled, they then have the banquet, the award ceremony. They bring you up on stage, they present you the Charlie, just all kinds of things. So they do an amazing job of putting this thing together. It really is a lot easier to do the math when, although I've messed up already here this morning, but like I said, my brain is still parked upstairs on my pillow. On the left-hand table, no filter, winning a 10-2. If I could get my scoreboards working, that would be great. Okay, there we go. So 22, 17, and it can happen really, really quick. You kind of think you've got the lead, maybe you're up 10 or 20 points, and the team comes over and runs a rack and wins by a 10-0. You can close the gap pretty quickly. Yeah, the the new mics that we have are really, really sensitive. So I apologize. You'll hear people chalking their cue. That's how sensitive the microphone is. But at least now with the team event going on, I can kind of somewhat talk at my normal level, where prior I almost had to whisper, and I found it was really, really difficult, at least for myself, to kind of commentate as I normally would. I use a lot of voice influx and excitement in my voice, but wasn't able to do it. With the new microphones, they're really, really sensitive. So you wish it wasn't split screen. I can't show both tables if it wasn't split screen. And it would be very, very difficult for me to kind of figure out the score and keep things up to date if it wasn't on the split screen. Trying to go back and forth between tables on a single view, really, really difficult as a commentator, trying to keep the scores somewhat straight. Nice. So it looks like on the right-hand table, he's looking good. He can win if he manages to run the 11 ball, 15 ball, 8 ball. He'll win by a score of 10-6 on the right-hand table. Just put a piece of paper over the side you don't want to watch. Very good. Very well done. Nice shot. So 8 ball in the top right-hand corner. That will give No Filter the win by a score of 10-6. As predicted. Yeah, like I mentioned before, guys, if Facebook is acting up for you, so far so good for me. I'm not going to really mention too much on it because I don't want to jinx myself. But if Facebook is acting up, it is not a Q Sports Live issue. It is not a streaming issue. It is a Facebook issue that they've been having for quite some time. But if it is acting up and it does get a little frustrating, just jump over to the YouTube channel. Yeah, Jason, maybe they hit a touch hard, but this is the open division. So long as the ball goes into the pocket, that's the main objective. Somebody is very, very excited to be here this morning. Wow, he is very excited to be here. He's screamed the whole way into the room and then basically he's going down the entire row of people, giving everybody a high five, making it loud. Wow. And the ref is coming over saying to his teammates that you either need to calm him down or he's got to be removed, which I agree with. If I'm down on an 8 ball, I really don't want to have somebody screaming like that and being disruptive. So Doug, curious as to the software that we use to stream as well as the cameras. We use a program called Wirecast Pro. It is roughly $1,500 US to purchase that. And the cameras, a couple of different ones. We have some Sony 4Ks and a PTZ. The Sony 4Ks do come in around $1,000. The PTZ coming in at around 3,000. And looks like we are going to have a special guest commentator coming in to sit with me this morning. Welcome to the show, Mike Robinson. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I don't know about special, though.
Oh, you're special.
We'll just call it a commentator.
No, you're special.
How's the match going?
It's moving along. Close match, 28-27. In favor of the Knights. They're playing out of Colorado.
Oh, in Ontario. I haven't been here since you had the headphones.
Yeah, it's different. Hey?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different hearing yourself commentate.
So I barely got my friend to his match this morning.
Which friend?
And then that guy just topped it. I'm like, oh, he wasn't that bad. Guy walks in the room yelling at everybody.
Yeah. Well, and then he was walking down the entire line of teams and high-fiving, and he is excited to be here, let me tell you. Richard, it is very, very situational. I tuned into one last night, and it did the same thing. So it is, like I said, it is not a Q Sports Live issue. It's not a streaming issue. It is a Facebook issue. But if you do want to jump over onto the YouTube channel, that one is running flawlessly.
Do you know any other names?
I don't. I'm glad that they're wearing team shirts, because at least that way I know who the Knights are and who No Filter are.
Oh, yeah. This guy on the right looks like he's in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, looking
He's
really
good.
good.
On the 11 ball.
Yeah.
This ball goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
12? Oh, 14? Yeah.
14 goes. Everything really goes. I would assume he is more or less the anchor player. So how do you get onto this 11? Do you draw back to the left rail, back around for 12 ball? Oh, you could just draw straight. Okay. I thought the 5 ball was going to be in his way.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was in his way either. It looks like he's good here. Just roll forward a foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Well, he made the shape.
Yeah.
Forgot the key ingredient, though. You have to make the shot first.
I don't think this 8 ball over here goes anywhere.
Yeah, you bet, Doug. No troubles at all. And it's, like I said, it's very situational. It depends on where you are throughout the world. It is a worldwide Facebook issue when you do go live. So it depends on kind of where you are geographically. Some have had no problems the whole time on Facebook. See, this is what I get for talking about it. I just jinxed myself, guys. So Facebook is still acting up. So by all means, if it is acting up for you, feel free to, like I said, jump over to the YouTube channel. So left-hand table, Knights in control of their own fate in that game. Control that cue ball.
Yeah, it's tough to tell what he's going to do, but it doesn't really matter what he shoots.
Yeah,
You can shoot the 7, you can shoot the 4.
He's wide open spaces here.
Same with the guy on the right. Like, are you going to shoot the 3 ball just to the bottom left here, or are you going to try to get fancy?
No, I'm probably just going to cut the 3 into the side and come all the way up and back down.
Yeah, he's just going to roll forward a little bit. That's better than trying to get fancy and come back around for the corner that cue ball's at.
Just a touch. A very good touch. Yeah, absolutely, Lloyd. And the YouTube channel has been absolutely flawless. And you know, when you asked me about that 3 ball, I didn't even see the 4 ball sitting up there. The one he just shot.
Oh, you thought it was his last ball? Yeah, he made a really good shot there.
He sure did. It must be morning here in Vegas.
Did you have a late night?
No, I had a really early night.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't get. I thought I would kind of take advantage of the fact that there was no streaming going on, and went up to the room. I think at around 7 o'clock, and thought, okay, I'll just have a quick little nap, and
Turned into an all-nighter?
it turned into an all-night sleep fair.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
You needed that. You've had some late nights. Late nights out here streaming.
Yeah, it's been. Let's see. Usually I'm up at 7:30 in the morning, and as of lately, going to bed between 1 and 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, and then streaming as much as I possibly could, with also trying to play pool, makes it a little difficult.
Yeah. Are you in the team event as well?
I am. I wasn't going to be.
Oh, he hit
I
that
came
shot
down.
really good
He
there.
did, yeah, nice weight. I had come down with the intention of not playing. However, one of the teams from Calgary had a player that got stopped at the border,
Yeah.
and so without me playing, they'd kind of be a little bit hurt. They'd have to play with 3 players. So,
Yeah.
with 4 players.
Well, that's good. You're free and could help them out.
Yeah.
It's not easy being. You have to be in the same charter holder. Kind of got lucky in that sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyone else, they're kind of hooped.
Technically, Jarrett, the race is to 25. There are 25 games scheduled to be played. But VNEA uses a point system, so it is 1 point per ball, so 1 point per strike ball, and then 3 points for the 8 ball. Now, throughout the match, as soon as it becomes mathematically impossible for your opponent to catch up to you, the match would then be declared over. So technically, they
Yeah,
are
25
racing to
game
25.
format.
Yeah, 25 game format. However, usually it's in the intermediate advanced division. You'll see it come down to the 24th, 25th game. Most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, matches like these kind of go late sometimes because nobody really wins big games.
Yeah.
Like they're all like, 10-4, 10-5, 10-7-ish.
Which are, when you lose, they're what we call a good loss when you're playing the point system. Anytime that you can lose is, a 10-5, 10-6, 10-7, minimizes the point spread.
Yeah,
It's when
exactly.
you do get the 10-0s, the 10-1s, the 10-2s, those ones hurt a little bit more.
Especially if you're not running out.
Yeah.
If you're not running out to make that back, then you're in real tough.
Yeah. Nice shot there.
She made a good shot. I think she has to put in a combo. I don't even think the carom goes unless you hit the 8 ball first.
Yeah, I think the combo is the way to go there. Oh, no troubles at all, Jarrett. It is one of our duties as a commentator.
Oh,
Although we...
Another
Oh, she made a
guy.
great shot. Look at that. So what do you do here, Mikey? Looking at the table, knowing the 8 does not pass the 14. How are you going to address this? 7-6-4 with a breakout?
yeah, I don't mind like 7 on the side. Just kind of try to shoot the 6 and draw back. Maybe
Well,
almost
she's
in
not-
line with the 4, straight
Well,
across from it.
Yeah, she's lined herself up for the 6 ball with the breakout on the 8 ball.
Yeah, but if she
you
had the
c-
same angle on the 4, next shot would be better. 'Cause then
Yes.
you pop it to the rail. Bring the cue ball. The problem with this is it's hard to get a shot on the 4 ball when you crash into the 8 and the stripe here.
Yeah, that was always the problem there. How many people on each team? You're scheduled to play with 5 players in the match. However, there are teams that have 6 players, teams that have 7 players. Once a round starts, you cannot sub out in that round. they would have to sub in the next round of play.
Yeah. And you cannot play the same player twice in a match.
Right. So you can certainly kind of rotate your players through, so long as when you do come back into the lineup, you're not playing the same player twice.
So this guy's just got the 3 ball down there?
Yeah,
It doesn't look like it goes anywhere.
3 is, well, it goes to the right-hand side pocket, but you'd have to shape that almost onto that top rail behind.
What about shooting
the
the
12
6 right
ball.
now? Does 6 go on the side? It kind of looks like it goes.
Yeah, I think it goes.
Shoot
And
the
then-
6 and crash in down there?
Yeah, that would have been the shot. Now you're kind of in tough. No matter which ball you take here, be it the 6 or the 7, if you take the 6, you could go to the right-hand side rail, potentially get underneath that 3, maybe get a shot. But shaping the 7 is tough. If you shoot the 7 first, then you're left with the 6 and no breakout or no way to get to the 3. So kind of in a little bit tough.
This is where you play the VNEA strategy and you take your 6 points and
That's it.
try to make something happen with the last ball.
Yeah,
If you lose,
absolutely.
you give up 4.
Yeah. Well, he certainly tried to make something happen
Yeah.
there. Nice attempt for sure. Does he have the
don't-
Air Jordan?
I don't know if he can jump that. I don't think he can like carry the 3 off the 9.
Yeah, I don't think it passes. I think that's the 12 ball sitting down there. I don't think it passes the 12 into that top left-hand corner.
No, he can't get underneath the 8 ball either, hey? Yeah, like maybe there's a jump shot with a carom on the 9 ball, but
That's a tough
the 9 might be too high. The ball might not come backwards enough.
Yeah, and you can't go underneath the 8 off the top rail for the hit. And you can't go off the right side rail and split the window between the 14-8.
Yeah, he's in tough here.
The long rail kick is also hard
Yes.
off of the bottom rail on the right side of the 10, then to the left side of the 10, and try to make a hit there. So the way that it works, Chris, is in VNEA it is a point system, so it's not based on the win. It just ties up a ball, or attempts to tie up a ball.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. So, Chris, the way that it works is in VNEA, each of your balls is worth 1 point. So if you have stripes, each one of those is worth a point, and the 8 ball being worth 3. So the maximum point score that you can win by in any round is 10-0. As soon as it becomes mathematically impossible for your opponent to catch you in the score, the match would be declared over. So there are 25 games scheduled for play. Take the foul, clear your ball into the corner. That probably would have been the best option.
Yeah, that was a good choice actually. Especially like there's a pretty good chance this guy doesn't finish the table off right, and if you just open your ball up, give yourself a chance to win.
Well, yeah, and it does a couple of different things. If you can push your 3 ball to where that top left-hand corner there, not only is it in the open, but it takes away 1 corner for your opponent to shoot a ball into.
Yeah, and you're cluttering his balls at the same time, so
Right.
you're almost doing the same thing that he did. You're trying to tie that ball up.
Yeah.
Now you're just moving yours out of there. Because now he can just play safe anywhere, and you can't do anything.
Yeah, and that's typically when you go to play a safety, it's not just the hook on your opponent that you're looking for.
Yeah.
If you can, you want to leave your opponent in tough, but more so you want to be able to develop the table in your favor.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Make sure you accomplish something. Do something in your favor to the good. Where you don't need ball in hand, right? That's not the point of the
Yeah.
safety. The point of the safety is to win the game. So make it easier for yourself to win the game.
Yeah.
You see that lots. Like there'll be a ball on like the horn of the side pocket or something, and someone will just flick it and play safe. And you're like, well, why didn't you just bank it off the rail? It's almost the same safety, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to hook somebody with a ball on the rail.
Yeah, and that's where when you look at the different skill sets of, I'll say, beginner, intermediate, open, advanced, master, pro player, the shot making ability kind of tapers away as soon as you get into that advanced division. From there, you can even up, I guess, master player. As soon as you kind of reach that level of being able to shoot consistently and make some of those key shots, there's really no shot a pro makes that a master or an advanced player can't make.
Yeah.
But what the difference is the thought process, the table mapping, and it's little situations like that there where developing your own ball for your good while hampering your opponent, it's that mentality, it's that mindset that is different, because it's certainly not the shot making abilities.
Yeah. Outthink your opponent. I mean, their execution level's a little higher.
Yeah,
but
for sure. Whether
they put themselves in better positions.
Their consistency is there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was a good shot. I didn't know if he could miss that 4-ball.
The shot making ability. I don't think there's a shot that a pro makes that a master level, even an A player, can't make.
Yeah, cannot
right?
make. Yeah.
But consistency for sure. But then it's the simplicity, the table mapping, and just little shots like that of making sure that you're when you play a safe, that it's to your advantage.
Yeah. So the guy made a good combo, and then he kind of got stuck behind the three. Is that where? Oh, then he played safe from the 3-ball. Wasn't able to do anything there?
No.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see
what
what happened.
Shot there.
Yeah. Needed to hit that just a touch harder or lighter. However, still should be okay. This is kind of the exact shot, Mike. Now, I've done this twice. I don't know if I told you this. This is how I lose in my match. I overcut that 8-ball, and it was deeper.
Yeah.
I've done that twice. I did one last week when we were at the ACS. Same shot, and I overcut it.
It's tough.
Right. I thought there's no way to overcut that shot, but apparently you can shave that enough to overcut it.
Oh, he made a really good pot. Oh, and he just barely
makes it. Yeah.
Barely didn't scratch, which is good enough. I was gonna say that's the exact kind of shot where the whole thinking process comes in. The only thing you can do wrong there is scratch.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the ball and bring the cue ball down table and move it at least towards the corner. Like, try to make it, but don't put yourself in a position to lose the game when really you can't lose the game from there.
Yeah. You should never lose a game from there. And good morning, Wayne. How are you this morning?
Morning, Wayne. Does he have that ball?
The 8-ball?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he's got it all day.
Yeah, I can tell
all
for
day
fours,
long.
no way.
Yeah, sometimes our camera angles are really, really tricky to see.
We had so much to overcut it. Yeah, Chris, you just have to have enough balls where the other team cannot catch you. So say you're like 22 balls ahead of them and there's only 2 games left. It's only possible for the other team to get 20 points. The match is over because they cannot mathematically catch you. So every game is worth 10 points, and every game you lose, you get 1 point for every ball that you sink. So as per the table on the right, if the guy makes the 8-ball right now, that's a 10-6 win because there's 6 solids down.
Just like that.
So every match can be different. Every match can go, one match might go to the 25th game, one might go to the 15th game. You never know when the match is going to end. It's just when the team that's behind cannot mathematically catch up.
100% correct. And good morning to you as well, Thomas, from Ontario. Not sure the town No Filter is from. I guess I could check on that. But all of that info is available on CompuSport, guys. You can follow along with your favorite team, kind of watch how they progress throughout the match. Terry, what's going on with myself and the rest of the CSL crew? More than halfway through the tournament, and you're getting sad. We love it, Terry. A true pool and CSL addict. I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely been good for pool fans.
Yeah,
Lots
it's
of streaming to watch. Lots of good pool.
absolutely. It's and it's been a blast. The VNEA knows how to really do a good job and put on a good show. The singles event last night, following the completion of all of the singles events, was the Suds and Chips, which is basically a pool party for the pool players. They do all the singles award presentations and so on and so forth. This morning, if you missed it, everybody in the room was scheduled to start at 9 o'clock, so the entire room, or rooms, not only this one but the two other ones, all break at the same time, all at 9 o'clock. And following this event, at the end is the banquet and the ceremony, so you'll be called up on stage if you win the Charlie here in the teams event. You'll be called up and be presented. They just do a really, really good job of putting on a good show here.
All right, this guy's shirt says Brian, so this we caught a name now.
Watching in Wyoming. Thank you for tuning in, Scott. We certainly appreciate it. And guys, if you are just tuning in, help out Mike and I. Hit that share button. If you are experiencing any issues on Facebook, you're more than welcome to join us on YouTube. We do simultaneously stream between both platforms.
Is VNEA like a big sanction out in Ontario?
I would think so.
Yeah, I've never really been over there for pool, so I don't know what they play. I mean, I know they have the CCS.
They definitely have CCS. They've got VNEA. I think they have CPA as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that's, really big in the States.
Yeah. What's the page to check in on teams? It is called CompuSport.
VNEA and CPA, okay. Yeah, I've never played CPA. It'd be different, but we don't actually have CPA in Calgary.
We don't. There were, from what I know, there were a few people that were looking into the idea of getting CPA and getting it started.
Like recently, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be the really popular one, especially because it's kind of for everybody. You don't get you do get the stacked teams somewhat, but not necessarily like you would in VNEA or anything like that.
Very, very good. Richard Paul says, good morning. Black Shaft is on its way. That's perfect.
We have
Yes,
you ever
the CPA is the same as the APA.
have you ever played the TAP League?
I haven't. I know that the TAP League
very
is
similar to that, right?
I believe it's actually out of Airdrie.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's similar style to like CPA, APA.
I think so.
Yeah. So many points.
There's
so many points or something.
Yeah,
for
and
the team.
it's actually, and I don't want to sound like I'm lagging on CPA, APA. I'm not. But it's one of the fundamental problems that I think exist in pool is there are entirely too many different choices, too many governing bodies, with no real set standard of rule set.
I mean, that's the same with, this sanction and the one that has the tournament in July.
Yeah.
And then nobody will use anybody else's rankings.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got, excuse me, you've got all of the different things like Fargo rating, and now I hear rumor that there's another one coming out,
Oh, another rating
another
system.
rating system. So it's kind of one of the issues that I see with the pool industry is nobody's kind of really taken control and said, look, we have to band together as opposed to keep splitting and adding new things. Let's just create one governing body, one rule set for 8 ball, 9 ball, 10 ball, one rank system that everybody follows. And from there, we can kind of gel as an entire pool community and start to put together a structure on
Yeah.
how you would move from a sub-junior to a junior to an amateur
Oh,
to
big shot there.
an advanced player, then to a master player, to a pro player. You can actually add some structure to the game.
Brian made a very nice out over here. Win 10-0.
10-0.
Gets his team right back in it.
Which team
is-
was it? No
oh,
filter?
no, he's the Knights, sorry.
Knights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't get his team back in it. Puts him up a little more.
Absolutely. Can the Charlie be a carry-on item? They look heavy. They are very heavy. Those are not inexpensive trophies. They are very coveted here. Could they be considered a carry-on item? I don't think so. I think that would be something you would have to add into your luggage.
Yeah, I don't know anything about trophies, but like you watch the big sports, like tennis stars and stuff. Sure, some of them fly in private planes, but not all of them. What do you do with that trophy? They're not putting it in a bag, are they?
No, well,
Like golfers and stuff? Like,
yeah, no, I'd be kind of packing that away in my luggage. Those things are very, very, very
yeah,
coveted.
the Charlies are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's too bad. I've actually seen people put them in their bags and then a little piece of it breaks off or something on their way
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, you
Just
gotta
don't-
wrap them up good.
Yeah, they don't pack it good enough.
Yeah. APA, CPA isn't too tough to understand. Have you heard much about the UBL? Their system seems really complicated. I will say this: I've looked into the UBL. Not something I think I would want to play or be a part of.
Oh, is that
The
the?
ball in hand,
No, what's UBL?
the Ultimate Billiard League, or
Is that
whatever
what,
that is. That's Mike Siegel's $100,000 one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
What's Raj Handal doing?
I'm not sure.
Have you seen any of his? I think he's got like a studio or something opening in Ontario.
Yeah,
I seen a picture of it, some sort of pool thing, but I don't know any details about any of that.
yeah. But no, the UBL is again another ranking system, another handicap system
Oh yeah,
where
okay.
if I'm playing or you're playing me and you're better than me, depending on how much better you are than me, I'll either get 1, 2, 3, 4 ball in hands
Ball in hand.
per rack.
Wow.
So if I'm playing you, you're gonna owe me a ball in hand on each rack.
Yeah, that's I mean, that makes the game tough.
That's
It's like you pretty much like have to tie up balls as the better player to give up. Like if you got to say give 4 ball in hands to somebody.
right.
I mean, obviously, there's a reason they're getting 4 ball in hands, but
Yeah, but as
it's pretty
as,
hard to
yeah,
wrap that around. Try to figure out a strategy to win that.
yeah. Well, as the better player, I think the strategy, you are correct there, is you have to tie up balls until they run out of ball in hands,
Yeah.
which again just lengthens out the game and complicates the game, which I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm a fan of.
I don't know either. I don't think you can get better like that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and,
pool is for everybody, so
Well, it
if
is.
it brings more people into the game, then
well, and absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to dog it and say nobody should play it. That's ridiculous.
yeah.
Just not for me.
Yeah, I don't know though. I'd enjoy something like that either.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you're low end player. It might be a perfect league to get into.
Yeah. Well, and Jim, I'll say this, and maybe I'll get crucified for this. I don't know. But my opinion is only my opinion. It's worth exactly what you've paid for it, which is nothing. It's only my opinion. I'm not a fan of the handicap system, period. No matter what league it's through, no matter whether it's a tournament or league play or yada yada. I am not at all a fan of a handicap system. And there's two methods of thought where, well, yes, but it allows the lower level players to compete. I don't think that that's true at all. I think that is and I hope I don't get crucified too bad for this. To me, it's an excuse to kind of sugarcoat the lesser players' abilities. And I don't mean that to sound in a bad way. I'll explain it this way. When I came up through the ranks playing in Calgary, we never had handicap systems. I played, I paid my money every week to get my butt whooped. I put in the time, I put in the effort in order to compete, in order to get there. And it was really valuable. It was a really good learning tool. It was a great way to experience the pressure, to acclimate to the pressure. Not only that, but to change my mindset, where you look at how handicap systems are now and what a handicap does. I've put in my time, so has Mike Robinson. You've been playing the game for a while.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get better, that's kind of on you as a player.
Absolutely.
It's not on.
And how much time have you put in pool? How many years have you played?
I don't know.
20 years?
Uh, no, I've probably only been playing since I was 18, so 13 years.
Okay. So you're
14
13
years
years,
kind of
so
thing.
I've been playing since I was 18. I'm 44. There's 26 years.
Yeah.
So essentially what the handicap system does is take my time that I've invested, being 26 years, and gives it to somebody who hasn't put in the time, hasn't put in the same effort to level that playing field. And that to me is not fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's, like a handicap is great, but if you want to get better as a player, like, go to the pool hall for 4 or 5 hours and practice. Like, if you want to play somebody, then play somebody, but you can go and practice by yourself and improve.
Well, and that's it, right? I mean, anybody that remembers me when I was coming up through the ranks, um, you only played for 13, so I don't know whether 68th Street Pub was something that you went to.
No, I wasn't around for that.
Yeah, so 68th Street Pub was there. It was Vegas Pub before that, where those were kind of the it tournaments. That's where, like Paul Richens and Ray Berry and all of the heavy hitters in this, Billy Thompson, that's where everybody went. And Russ Whittle back in the day. And those were the tournaments that I used to go to every week. I knew I was donating my money, but to me, it's a cheap lesson. It's a cheap way to learn. Sorry.
But somebody won 10-6. Oh yeah, I agree for sure. Like you don't need to go and pay $100, play $100 entry tournaments or anything like that. But go and try to learn from better players. Go watch tournaments if you want. Like, support it somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, even the stream helps. But no, I don't agree with handicaps very much.
Well, and there's
Something for a league is.
Yeah, and I can't say, Jarrett, that it increases league revenue. I mean, understand, leagues are a business. You can't compare them to a pool hall. You can't compare them to, leagues are there as a business. We had this conversation yesterday, and I kind of went off on it a little bit, where I don't think the leagues are quite making the money that people think they are. I know firsthand, my wife is the league coordinator for Southern Music back in Calgary, and I kind of get a little bit of the inside information, and I can tell you, leagues are not making what you think they are. So yes, they're going to try to be creative in ways to bring in extra revenue. But understand, as a league, you have expenses. You've got a league coordinator to pay for, a vehicle to pay for, gas to pay for, insurance to pay for. And then once you've done all of that, you have to rent out the
Yeah,
the
the playoff venue. And
yeah, the venue to host playoffs. There's a minimum of $25,000. If
Yeah.
it's a decent sized league, right? Then you've got trophies to pay for, you've got team shirts to pay for, you've got all these expenses going out. So consider this, that on a minimum level, let's say a league of 200 teams, give or take, is running a league. Your expenses before any table maintenance, before you pay the maintenance guy, before you've replaced any cloth, before you've replaced any balls, your expenses is about $100,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a cheap thing to do. And you're limited on where your funds come from because,
Well, of course, you've got to have money at the end of the year
yeah,
for the prize pool,
y-
and people are not going to play if the prize pool is ridiculously low. So I know that there was a certain individual that was on. I'm not going to mention names yesterday, who was saying that leagues make 50% of the fees put in by the players, and
yeah, that's
that is
pretty over-exaggerated.
ridiculous.
Uh, For sure, they do not make a number like that. Maybe they need to use 50% of the fees. I don't know the numbers for sure. It's probably more like 25 to 30.
It's not even that.
No,
No.
but like I mean, we had the same situation in Calgary where one league that is substantially bigger than the other, but the other league, the prize money was way more. Well, it's because you're running a league out of a pool hall. They don't pay for their playoff venue. Like
No,
everything's
the pool
on
hall
their
is their venue.
yeah, like everything's already covered. Their rent's
Well, and
covered. Their
they can
tables are
afford
covered.
to put in 100% of the league fees because they're not there to make money off the league fees. They make money off of you ordering food
Yeah.
and drinking and playing league there every week.
And that's where the league's limited. Is you're not selling beer. You're not selling food.
Yeah.
Like you're literally plugging a table and you're paying fees.
Yes.
So there's no money coming from anywhere else.
Yes, and a lot of people think that VNEA and SML and Calgary, they have um, the sanctioning fee up front. Oh well, they must make money on the sanctioning fee. Well, where do you think the sanctioning fee goes? It goes to VNEA
Yeah.
and BCA.
Yeah, I mean, you
Right.
can go online and you can see exactly what you have to pay each sanction. So whatever your $40 fee is, you can literally go to VNEA and see what they charge and see what BCA charges. Then you know
Yep.
yourself that the league doesn't make any money off of that.
No,
It goes to the charge, and then it goes to these events,
that's right.
which is good. I mean, that's why we have these events.
Well, I mean, my challenge is this: what number would you put on renting Bally's Hotel and all of their conference centers and rooms for 10 days?
Yeah,
You're in Las Vegas.
I don't even know.
What number would you think, right? 100,000 for 10 days to rent out everything. Then you've got tables to pay for.
I bet it. I mean, they might give a discount because you're booking so many rooms as well. But there's no way you can rent a conference center room for 10 grand a day.
I know.
Like this big. Like this is a huge room, and we have 3 of them.
Yes. Well, and I can tell you that even $10,000 is not even remotely close.
Yeah,
Because
like
in Calgary, where SML holds theirs, I'll spit a round number of around 25,000.
Yeah, and like the
That's
size.
not in Vegas.
The size difference.
This is
Then in
4
Vegas.
times the size of that.
Yeah. Yeah. What they have? 60 tables.
60 tables.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're 200 plus.
Yeah. Like it's. No, I couldn't imagine how much. Like just a normal person coming in would have to pay to rent a convention center room like this.
Yeah, and I'm sure they get a deal. I mean, this is 39 years annually that they've done this.
Yeah.
Not 39 annual at the same event. This used to be at the Riv. I think it's been here 7 years now at Ballys, maybe 8,
I'm not sure.
somewhere in there. And I mean, then you've got tables to rent. There's 200 and some on. It's
Yeah.
High Country Promotions. It's Gary Benson that provides all the tables, not only for this event. High Country Promotions, they probably supply, I'm willing to bet, I would say 80% of the tables, so for all of the tournaments, in North America. So just consider all of the expenses prior to kind of trying to figure out and make claims that leagues make an entirely large sum of money. They do not. We are slacking a little bit, Richie. That's where Mike's gonna go take off and take a look and see what the score actually is. So we'll get that updated. This is what happens when I go on my tangents. So as soon as this guy makes the 8-ball, Mike will go over and have a look. Oh, that is a 10-6 loss. Oh, sorry. 10-7 loss. Is it possible the guy wasn't seeing the hidden expenses? No, they were fairly adamant that the league makes 50%, which is just outrageous. Right, and then I went so bold and so far as to say that the league fees are too cheap.
They're at 82 and they have 96.
So 82, oops, not 820, and
96.
96, there we go.
Am I on?
Right here. Now you're on.
Oh, this is game 13-14.
Absolutely. Well, then hello again to you. Thank you for tuning in again. So yeah, Jim, if the leagues made a ton of money, more people would start playing. No, I'll say this, if the prize payout was big enough, that's what's going to grow the leagues. And I'll give you a little bit of food for thought here, and maybe Mike will agree with me. Maybe he won't. I don't know. We'll see. I've been playing the game for 26 years, and league fees in 26 years have remained virtually the same. Expenses have all gone up, costs have all gone up, wages have all gone up, but league fees have essentially been the same. There might have been $1 or $1.50 difference between now and 26 years ago, which I find absurd. I think, in my opinion, that league fees need to go up. I would like to see the league fees double in the price. Now imagine this, that if the league fees doubles in price and the leagues are still making the same amount of money that they did prior to the increase, what does that do to the prize pool?
Yeah, I mean it goes up. I don't like fully agree. I don't think the prize pool has to be bigger for league to grow.
It would certainly create some excitement, though.
At
where
the top end, it's good if the prize pool is high, but at the bottom end, it doesn't really matter. Like, sure, it's good for them to win, but the more money you can make, that just brings in more of the sandbagging or more of the stacked teams. So then it just drives away the lower players, which is fine if you have a strong division, but then that division slowly weathers down anyways, right?
Yeah.
It's like the open division in SML, right? It's good, but we can't get more than 6 teams, 5 teams,
Yeah.
year after year. And that's because there's a lot of good players in Calgary, but when you put 4 or 5 really good players on every team, it's hard for a new team to come in and compete with that.
It depends how you run it, and if you kind of run it the same way that Leather Pocket is, where you have a capped rating that the team must stay within this.
Yeah, I don't mind the Fargo rate. I thought the Leather League did a pretty good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it hard. And it makes it hard for a team to play consecutive years together.
Yes. Well, you look at that league was won by our team, by my team, myself and Russ and Cliff and Henry and Greg and Renee. That team probably won't be together next year.
Yeah, because you can't make the rating now, right?
Yeah, we can't hit the team cap limit,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're making a ton of money, everyone would jump out with the league.
yeah.
Yeah, that
But
makes
imagine
sense.
what that would do for pool in general is increase the payouts, increase the pot availability in all divisions, not just the Masters. I think it would give us something more to play for, right? And I know, some of the lower caliber teams or lower caliber players don't really care about the money for them. It's just the night out and so on and so forth.
Yeah, the night out and the fun and
Yeah.
hanging out with some friends.
Yep. But I think that the league fee not having gone up at all virtually in 26 years is a problem. That's an issue. How can we expect to get money out of pool if we don't put money into it?
Yeah, you would think that the fees would go up with everything else. Rent goes up, table fees go up. The cost of everything increases.
Yeah. And Marina, so I am going to delete that message. This is probably not the avenue to promote yourself or whatever it is that you're peddling. Probably not the way to do stuff like that.
This guy just playing safe here. What is it? It's really hard to play safe when there's a ball hanging in the jaws. You really got to be creative
Yeah.
as to how you approach that because, I mean, even if you've hooked the guy and you don't leave him rail first, it's so easy to jump a ball. You jump
Absolutely.
one ball, you don't even really have to aim. I mean,
Yeah.
the ball's sitting in the pocket. You hit it anywhere, it's going to go in.
Yeah. 61 years old, 28-year league director, 15-year bar owner, even with HCP. Top players and teams will always lead the league. HCP is a pill to keep lesser teams involved. The handicap is what I assume that you're talking about there. And it's not that I don't understand it. I understand from a league perspective why you use a handicap system and a rating system. I get it. I'm there. It's kind of a double-edged sword for me because as much as I understand the why, I don't think it's really doing anything positive for the growth of individual ability.
Does the ball go? Like, he made a really good shot there, rail first. The 5 ball doesn't go through the stripes, does it? You have a better angle than me?
No, it does not. Although it could go off the 9, off the 11.
Yeah, you could play it through them, but it doesn't have an opening.
Jackie, if your stream keeps freezing, it is a Facebook issue. And if it becomes a little bit too frustrating, just join us on YouTube. The YouTube channel is working flawlessly. And again, Doug,
Did he play it through those balls?
he must have. I didn't even
Look at
see it.
shot.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, if you just hit both balls at the same time, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you had
It
to hit the
continues to go
9
straight.
ball. Yeah, I think you have to hit the 9 first. 9 off the 11. Just by a touch, though. Oh, he
yeah.
just went straight off the 15.
What a shot.
How good was that?
Now compose yourself and make a good shot and don't scratch off the 14 ball here.
It's not my Jacoby Black. My Jacoby Black stays right in my case. What is the YouTube channel? Same thing, Q Sports Live on YouTube.
Oh, good shot again.
Oh, really good, yeah. 10-2 win for the Knights.
And that's what I was talking about with the safety when the ball's in the hole, right? Like, you could have even banked that 14 into the 2 ball and just made the 2 ball and left the cue ball in the same position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just make the ball and hook them on the 5 ball. Instead, the guy makes a really good out on you. Yeah, he made 3 good shots in a row there. Rail first on the 2 and
Absolutely.
creative on the 5 ball. Good 8 ball pot. What's this guy looking over here?
Yeah, I'm just going to run our quick viewer advantage. It is the viewer advantage number 7. The new one out, we've added a couple of different options to this. So it is the winner's choice. You have 5 different choices now. One is the Jacoby Black. That'll be ordered to the pin style that you choose. The T3 jump break cue. The JB case plus a top up in cash. So whatever you spend at JB cases, we will top that cash up to $620. Number 4 choice, the SS 360 shaft plus a top up in cash. Or the 5th and final choice, you can just take the money and run, 620 Canadian dollars. If you do want in it to win it, guys, if you're a Canadian resident, qsportslive@gmail.com. If you are outside of Canada, send a message to the Q Sports Live page. We'll get back to you with all the details of how you can get in it to win it.
So if you're Brian over here on the left,
Yeah.
you're gonna make the 7 and like bank the 8, kind of play safe on it, bank the 8, go for it, or you're gonna play safe right here.
I'm probably going to play the 2-way. Try the bank shot with the draw to play safe.
Yeah, like I kind of like. Oh, this might not work out at all for him. He's gonna kick the 13 out. Oh no.
Oh, he's going to... Oh, does that give him a better option on that 13 to go rail 7?
Yeah, like I kind of liked shooting a 7 and float to the middle of the table. Then you could bank the 8 to the bottom right here and bring the cue ball back.
Yeah.
All the way down table, and the 13 is tough. You open 8 up.
Yeah.
At least get it off the rails so you can do something with it.
Yeah.
This, he might just be able to play safe here. And
The draw date says that it's supposed to be drawn yesterday. What's the date today? Isn't today the 26th?
no, it's 28.
Ugh. My bad. That will be changed, obviously. That will be drawn tomorrow, the 29th.
They had a good shot there on the 7 ball. You got the hook. Unfortunately, like if you leave the cue ball and the object ball relatively close to each other, it does make a kick relatively easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 8 kind of hampers it a little bit.
Not by a lot, though.
Yeah, not by a lot. Like I think the same thing. Like if you just hit the 7 a touch thinner and just bring the cue ball all the way down table, block the bank,
Mm-hmm.
but leave the 7 in the open, like you don't leave many options.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be a lockup type of safety.
Yeah.
Right? You can play what they call a containing safety.
Yeah, you don't need to get ball in hand. You just need to win the game. See, and the guy made a really good hit and left nothing in return.
Yeah.
You could almost. I mean, he's got to get the cue ball to the other end of the table. Or you just put the 7 on the 8 ball and let him deal with it. That's not always,
I kind of like chipping off of the 7, left-hand spin on the cue ball, almost like you're banking that 7 ball,
Yeah, bring
and then
cue
bring
ball
the
down
cue
table.
ball and the 7 ball down table, right? Because if I end up locking up the 8 ball, I've just given complete control of the table to my opponent, because now I'm locked.
Oh yeah, he did play that shot.
Yeah,
That was the shot he needed to play.
That's the shot.
Oh, he hit this. That was a big time foul on the right.
Yeah. Now, from here, if he makes a good shot and cuts the 13 and gets shape on the 8, good on him.
Yeah.
Right.
See, one thing with his is he might have even overhit the 7.
He certainly did.
So if that 7 ball's up 1 foot higher,
you're perfect.
like, yeah, you're perfect because he can just chip this 13 ball over towards the pocket, and now you're in pretty tough.
Yeah.
Well,
Look at this.
shot.
Look at this. How about I just bank it to the
Yeah,
heart?
that was a great shot. And I mean, if your opponent's going to make a great shot, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
You leave those shots all day, and
You've got to play the percentages.
yeah,
Right?
The guy
And
proves you wrong, he proves you wrong.
That's it. He makes a great shot, he deserves the win.
Yeah, but I mean, he had perfect cue ball control, so even if he misses that bank, like that 7 ball, you're in tough because it's so low.
Yeah.
You don't have an easy shot. We must be in the 4th round now, right?
I would suspect so. Probably bottom of 3 into early 4.
Yeah, when I checked the score, they were in the 13th and 14th game. So they must be
Oh yeah, they must be
17, 18,
Yeah.
19 games.
Yeah.
This guy looking at jumping the 14 ball?
Oh, he's a little close to that 5 ball.
I definitely...
Like you'd have to put this thing
I don't have the skill to jump
2
that
foot.
ball.
Yeah,
That's
you'd have to
tough.
put that 2 foot into the air and pretty much
land
on
on
it.
14. Yeah, that's... I mean, it might go. Some people are very, very good jumpers.
Absolutely.
Have a lot of control.
Would you probably go maybe 2 rails off the top rail, like he's looking at? So behind the 5 ball, shoot the window between the 8-7 off the left side rail and kind of get the thin cut?
I don't actually think he has that. I think to widen it out enough to get past the 8 ball, you're going to miss the 14 ball.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think he has to hit. Yeah, say relatively close to his finger, but if he's hitting his finger, like to get to the side pocket, that's right in line with the 8.
Yeah, you'd almost, you'd have to bend the hell out of that ball.
And it's so hard to catch that ball off the second rail. Like he was very close, but I don't really think that shot was there. You had to hit it absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so now with ball in hand, you kind of have to shoot the 2 ball to open the 6 ball up. Oh, unless he's going to shoot the 1, then the 2 in the side, that's fine. You just have to do something with the 2 to make sure the 6 has somewhere to go. Oh, I didn't realize the 6 passed the 5 ball.
Sorry, Mikey.
That's
I just
even
gotta
better.
get a couple of things done.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, so this guy's looking all right. The 2, I believe, still goes to the side past the 14. You just have to get shape on something when you shoot this 5 ball. So I think the best option might even be to shoot the 4 ball all the way down table at the bottom left. You pretty much play a stop shot on the 5. Shoot the 4 to the exact opposite corner. And that should just give you enough angle just to slide up a little bit for the 2 in the side. See, he pulls out, so now you can't really get shape on the 2 balls. I don't think it goes to the right. Like you're only playing shape to half a table here. and your cue ball is going the wrong direction. So you have to either force this with bottom and go all the way to the long rail and come back to where the 4 ball is.
So what about these other ones you had up here?
We haven't got any of them.
No, I know. Which ones is what you want to get?
All of them if we can. The natural one was for the draw.
On the left-hand table, I think solids is looking pretty good. I do believe the 3 ball has lots of room. The 1 doesn't go, but the 4 goes and the 3 goes. So if you just got to bump that 13 ball a little bit just so that the 1 goes somewhere.
That's the natural just for the draw. The black and the blue was for...
Yeah, seeing the gentleman on the right, he did try to play that forced draw shot.
What?
He goes all the way to the left rail and kind of checks cue ball back straight. Unfortunately, he missed the pot, but he did move the 14.
So these 3 are the only ones off that list.
Even if this guy makes the jump shot, I don't know if the 8 ball goes in the side.
Should be 11 on there.
He made a really good hit there. Left the opponent tough, but you could play pretty easy safety off the 4. You just block him with the 4 and the 8 ball.
That's what I was wondering is what we need for, because Brandon just texted me because he's got to get it out the next 15 minutes, otherwise it won't go out today. So, Nigel, Gray.
So this guy's looking at the kick, but I don't think he's hooked. He can make a play on the 14, but doesn't really give him many options. He did miss, so the solids should get out here. Just shoot the 2, leave yourself angle on the 4 to go off the rail, so that you do not have an awkward 8 ball. You just punch it off the rail and back out. Yeah, very well done. Oh, Valley table got him. That was these guys. 10-6. This team. No filter.
Is that 10? Oops. That's a lot of points. And 6 for these guys.
Yeah.
I have one more that I need to add to that. If
You working the desk today?
I'm all over the frickin' place today.
You get all your roster changes done?
Got all the roster changes done. I was out there for 3 hours yesterday, 4 hours yesterday. Got up, did roster changes from 7:30 to 8:30 this morning. Put in some time at the VNEA booth.
Oh, I didn't know you could do them this morning. I thought it was
It's last call this morning.
Oh,
like
okay.
just last minute emergency changes. Come down just an hour before team matches start. Do any of the roster changes. Looks like Facebook is still acting up.
Barbara, was she talking about when there was ball in hand with the 2 and the 4? The reason I would shoot the 2 ball first, I mean, you could shoot it to whatever pocket. It goes to all 6 pockets, but you kind of have to shoot it first because it's easier to get better on the 8 ball off the 4 ball than it is off the 2 ball. Off the 4 ball, you can just go to the rail and out, and you have a shot on the 8 ball. It's relatively easy. If you try to leave like a draw shot or something and you underdraw it or overdraw it, you might put yourself in a little bit of an awkward position.
So Sarah on YouTube was just saying, as a player who wants to learn more about the game, They really appreciate the commentary. It's a good experience to hear the takes on how tables will be played and etc. Oh, sorry, that was on Facebook. Facebook is kind of acting up still today.
I'm not sure what Barbara's talking about.
I will tell you, Sarah, since I've been watching so many streams and commentating, my game has gone up an extra level for sure. Just learning table patterns is huge. Being able to take the right shot will get you out on more tables. So I appreciate the comment.
Okay, what do you do with solids on the left? You shoot the
Solids
1 or the
on
2?
left. I like taking the 1 and then the, oh sorry, I didn't see the 6 ball there. It's gonna have to come up to the other side of the table here for the 6 ball.
Oh, does that go in the corner? In the bottom left corner?
I think it does.
I don't know if that really gets him anywhere, but yeah, for sure, like, I shoot the 1 ball there. And then I use the 2 to get on the 6. And if I can preferably get the cue ball close to where it is now, to shoot the 2 ball and just play that right-hand rail and then come between the 6 and the
I'm
10
a
ball.
very simple player, so
Oh, nice try
if
on the
I
1 ball.
can play the angles or just roll up, I'm much better doing that than relying on my draw, because my draw is, I mean, a lot of these players have their strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
and draw is one of my weaknesses. So I would much rather either play the angle to come off a rail or roll up on a ball for shape.
Yeah, it was really hard to get from the 1 to the 6 there.
Yeah,
Unless he got straight in on that ball to the corner.
yeah. 8 ball had his opponent not got to the table. That 8 ball was a little bit tricky to get on because it only went to the top right corner, or you had to be on the top side of it to shoot it down.
Is that too big? Yeah, it's probably too big, hey?
It is.
Everyone keeps asking about that, though. Yeah, the 25 is like it's a 25 game format, Denise, but it's VNEA, so they are playing the point system. So there's not a guarantee that you're going to play 25 games. Once one team mathematically cannot catch up to the other team, the match is technically over.
Maximum of 25 games. So it looks like the Knights on the 8 ball on the left table here. Just trying to keep their foot on the gas. They are ahead slightly.
Yeah, and I think it's getting pretty late. Like me and Grant were kind of talking about that. It's got to be getting close to the 5th round if they haven't started the 5th round.
Yeah, it's once it gets to like the 100s, or it's getting close.
Yeah, I don't know if they have enough points. Because there's not a lot of like 10-0s, so the points should be fairly high, right?
Yeah.
Like 150, 160 when it's over, I think.
So we're trying to keep score as best as we can following along with these games, guys. Unfortunately, the teams are sitting on the other side of the tables from us. We can't check on the scores as easily, but we'll do our best.
She played a pretty good shot there. I don't know if she blocked the 10 to the side on the right-hand table. I think he might be able to cut the 10 to the side still. For sure the 13 doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it does go in that left side, but that's not a very easy shot.
No, I would much rather take the 10 into the left side.
Yeah, and even if you don't have it, maybe you could just play the 13 and put the cue ball close to the 1 ball. Put her back in a similar situation. Oh, so he does have the 10 ball. Looks like he's shooting at
10 ball to the side. I think he puts a little bit of, it's drawing a little bit, so maybe he comes out. Oh, he went into the 11.
Oh, that worked out perfect. Now he just has to figure out that 15-12.
What do you do here, Mike? Do you take this combo, the 15-12 combo, or do you take
No, I would
the
shoot
9?
Yeah, I would shoot the 9. It doesn't look like the 11 goes, but so I try to leave one of those balls over the hole, and I shoot the 9, and I would try to get onto this 12 ball.
Bring the cue ball back up to the bottom of the table here. Just kind of cut that 12 ball in first.
Yeah, just try to shape that window between the 7 and the 15. But make sure that you have a shot on the 13 ball if you do not get on the 12. Because if you come too far down table and you don't get a shot on the 12, I guess the 11's over the hole. But I mean, if you can go,
Hopefully
Yeah.
the 11 stays in the hole here, depending on how you take out that 9.
unless you want to shoot the combo, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the combo here.
I prefer to not take the combo unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'd rather, I mean, you just have more control, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather just shoot one ball. Like if he shoots the 9 there, shapes the 12, then we go 12, like 13, 15, and they use the 11 to get on the 8, you're in very easy. One thing with like say pool at this level is I do agree with, like, I mean, he's blocking the pocket for solids, so it does make it very hard for her to win the game from here. So I mean, to not open that pocket, it is a pretty good decision.
So she's going to take this 3 ball, but I don't know what she's going to do after that. So you can reverse bank this 1 ball.
Yeah, back
you
to
can
the side.
severely cut this 1 ball to the bottom right.
I don't mind banking it back to where the cue ball is, and you might be able to bring the cue ball around 3 rails.
3 rails, yeah.
To shape the 4-6-2 there.
Yeah, she's called it. So she's looking at the reverse bank on this one, which I like.
You got to make sure that you hit this hard enough to get shape, because there's no point in making this shot and having nothing.
Oh,
Well,
she hit it good, pretty much. She
she
hit
did.
it pretty good.
And she hit it hard enough to get down table, which is what she needed to do, right?
What I think that she just put the wrong spin on it. She had the right idea. I like her coming around 3 rails, but she needed to be on the right-hand side of the top of the table there to either make the 6 or the 4.
Yeah, I don't know what she did. It almost checked off
Yeah.
the short rail there. I mean, it did hit the horn, and that's kind of why the cue ball hit the horn. That's why it flattened out a little bit off the 3rd rail, but I don't think she really left an easy shot here. The 15 to the side.
No, she didn't leave much. I think that he can still kind of chip that 9 ball in. I think he's got the window between the 4 and the 6.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. And if you can get rid of this,
Oh, I think he's going 15 in the side.
side,
Oh, just barely missed it.
the side pockets aren't always easy.
No, especially coming from that angle, you're only shooting at half a pocket, maybe 3/4 of a pocket. So definitely a little bit tighter.
Yeah, so I think he's definitely going to leave the 9 and the 11 until his last 2 balls. I mean, maybe not, but he is for sure blocking the 2 ball and the 6 balls, making it really hard for her to finish these balls off.
So Terry just got my own clarification. When you tell the final score, the points given to the losing team includes the 3 points for the 8 ball, even though the other team just put it down. So, no. So when you're at the table and you're playing the opponent, every object ball that belongs to you is worth a point. 8 ball is worth 3 points. So if you get to the table and you've got 5 balls down, you've got 2 balls remaining, you receive 5 points. The other team is going to receive 10 because they've got all 7 of their object balls plus 3 points for the 8. And those are the points that are added to the tally. What I like about the VNEA point system is that you are rewarded for getting to the table and making a big win.
Yeah, running out and stuff.
Yeah,
They're big.
with a BCA system where it's just wins and losses, when you get to the table and you ERO somebody, you're just getting the win. It doesn't matter how big that win is. With the point system here, if you get up and you break and you run, that 10-0 loss or that 10-1 loss or win, 10-1 win is big.
It rewards the aggression.
Right. And I think that it makes it more exciting when it gets to the 23rd, 24th game and there's only like a couple points difference. It adds a level of excitement and pressure to the game. Like, you really have to get out. I've seen matches probably more times than not come down to a ball, one ball.
Yeah. And like, especially at the high skill level, you can have matches that are in the 25th game and one team's up by 9 or even 10 points, and
Yeah.
you still can, obviously you can't win when you're 10 points behind, but you can tie and then play another round. And if you're 9 points behind, I mean, you can still
Yeah.
break and run out and win the match from there. Like,
Yeah.
you come back from the dead pretty much.
Yeah, the difference is, you get down to that 24th, 25th game and your opponents are only ahead by 7, so you need to run out this table for the win. Or your team needs 5 balls for the win. You don't necessarily need the win, but you need to pot 5 balls. It's just, it makes it really exciting.
Yeah, and there's a lot of strategy to that, because you get to the 25th game and your team only needs 4 balls and you're breaking. Like, it brings everything into question. Do you hit it hard? Do you hit it soft?
That's right.
Do you try to run out? Do you just tie balls up? You just take your 4 points, like take your 4 easiest balls.
Totally. I myself prefer the point system rather than wins and losses. I think that it's just more exciting.
So, like, she made a mistake there. She has to just shoot the 6 into those stripes and try to do something. Like, like I said, he's definitely leaving those balls for the end. Like,
Yeah.
at that point, you might as well just give up the points, shoot the 6 into like the 9, because the 15 doesn't go. So shoot the 6 into the 9, and open the pocket for yourself.
Yeah.
And give that point away and try to win the game. He's pushing the 6 into his balls here. So now he's just going to make a play on the 15 ball.
Chip it out so that it's going to be easier to get to.
Yeah, just leave the cue ball anywhere, and you can't make the 4 ball, 6 ball, or 2 ball, because those 2 stripes are in the pocket.
That's right. Yeah, he definitely, low ball has got the upper hand. Oh, sorry, high ball's got the upper hand here.
Yeah, well, he called that.
Oh,
It's close.
just barely.
See, and now you can't really open the pocket. You can't really do anything here, because
Yeah.
now the 15 is over the hole, so it's hard to play safe. I don't really know how you'd win. You'd almost have to, maybe you can bank the 4 back to the bottom right corner and try to shape the 2 ball. And
I kind of like if I'm her, what I'm doing is probably I'm going to take a gamble here. I'm either going to play the rub off the 2 and sink the 9, or I'm going to play the 2 into the 9, hopefully bump that 11 ball out, leave him tough.
oh, look at this! She's gonna hook him on the
Uh-oh.
4 ball.
Oh, just a little heavy on that 4. Had that 4 ball blocked his 15 ball, that would have been fantastic.
You know what? If that 11's not in the pocket and it's on the horn, I don't think he can make it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that he can make that 11 ball. I think he's got to go, whatever that is. Is that the 15 in the bottom
Yeah,
left?
so he's going to shoot the 15, but then can he make the 11? Like, maybe the 11's on that rail a little bit, and with the 6 being there.
That 11 ball is going to be a little bit tricky.
So it might have worked out a little better than I thought. And now at least you somewhat have a pocket to shoot your balls into. But she really should have made that shot like 10 turns ago.
Yeah.
Because you knew that.
Just open up the pocket and make him work
Yeah.
at that 15, because he didn't really have many options.
Yeah, because he kind of made it obvious there when he shot the combo, and he kept avoiding shooting those balls that he wasn't going to shoot them till the end.
Right. Hello, Dave, Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh, wow, what a shot he just played there. So he played rail first.
Yeah, we can't see Barbara. We're not really
perfect
sure if
one.
he's right on that point, but it's so funny. The Americans, they always say tit. In Canada, we don't call it that. We either call it the point or the
Yeah,
horn.
I always call it a horn. Yeah.
But Americans are always referring to it as a tit.
What you do? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so like he might have got perfect there. He can make that when he gets out here.
I
But
think
yeah,
he's still okay. He's a little short, but he's still okay.
he played a really good shot to play that 15 ball rail
Right.
first. That was smart.
One thing that I've learned watching the stream is like I typically on that shot I would have always tried to get perfect shape on the 8, and it's not always necessary. I mean, he's a little short on his cue ball shape here, but he's still okay. This is a cut you make, 8 or 9/10s at a time. It's like just take the cut. You don't need perfect shape.
Yeah, that's a shot you make regularly in a
Yeah.
game, so there's no difference between shooting the 8 ball like that or, say, the 6 ball like that. You try to get perfect, and that's where you put yourself in trouble. You end up hooking yourself, or you end up with a worse shot.
Right. So it looks like we are still having problems with the Facebook feed, guys. Facebook has been terrible over the last week. It's been really glitchy. They're having worldwide data outages. So if you are still having problems, flip over to the YouTube channel. We are simultaneously streaming to YouTube. Just do a search for Q Sports Live. We have had no problems with YouTube. YouTube has been fantastic. And you get a better picture. And less delay, slightly.
So for myself, I'm just sitting in with Q Sports Live. I do work full time, but I mean all Q Sports Live, they all do have jobs, regular day jobs.
Yeah, Ricochet on YouTube is just asking if we have real jobs. This is just what we do. Everybody that you hear on the CSL stream are all just lovers of the game. We love the game. We want to promote it.
Yeah.
We like, just giving our opinion or our aspect on the table. It's fun communicating with all you guys. This just started out as a hobby. This was just a hobby that started out with a tripod and a cell phone, believe it or not. And it's grown into this huge production, $15,000, $20,000 worth of equipment, traveling
Did you mark the score?
nationwide. On the right table I did, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we do all have regular jobs. Grant is an exteriors contractor, roofing, siding, fascia, all that kind of stuff. Ryan is on Health League, but he's
What a shot on the left there.
I can't remember
Is he
what.
an engineer or something?
Yeah, it's like a building engineer. I can't remember what he calls it, but he's currently on some health leave.
And then Steph is our league coordinator.
Yeah, I'm a league coordinator from back home.
You do Calgary, Red Deer, Lethbridge.
I do Calgary, Lethbridge, and Sundre.
Oh, Sundry.
Yeah.
Red Deer doesn't have SML, or they do? They just
No,
have a store.
they used to. They used to. We just have a store there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy on the left made a really good bank. But the 9 and the 12, they didn't go anywhere. He needed to kind of open them up almost at the start of the game. He did get pretty good, whereas the 7, his name's Brian, I read his shirt. Brian has to shoot the 7 ball up table.
So
Some of them have names on their shirts.
he's gonna take this 3 ball and either pop off that left rail, just to come back out so he can shoot that 7 to the bottom left, right about where his finger is. He can either pop off that left rail or he can just draw back slightly, just depending on how he feels more comfortable.
Justin, my name is Mike Robinson. I'm from Calgary. Just a pool player.
And I'm Stephanie. We were just explaining that Mike is just one of our guest commentators. If he's around and has some spare time, we really appreciate him sitting in with
shot
us.
there.
very educated on the game, plays pretty great. What did you get? You got 9 through 12?
I love the refs in this room because they never pay attention to anything. It's like somebody has to go and get them every single time. I finished 7-8, yeah.
7-8 in the men's open.
I did good. I lost to the guy that finished second and the guy that finished third, so
It's tough fields out there.
yeah,
Tough fields.
everybody plays good in that division. When you get towards the end, I think he's playing the combo here. But if the cue ball is frozen to that stripe, he can just push right through it. It's not a foul in VNEA. Or BC. Oh, I made a good hit there. Yeah.
We have grown in the last couple of years, Barbara. I think we started this like from conception with a tripod and cell phones and just those portable phone batteries 3 years ago. This is just our third year, so we have grown substantially.
So this match is almost over. It's got to be 30 points up.
Yeah, I would assume they are getting pretty deep into the
This has
last
gotta be-
round of play.
Yeah, this has got to be like 2021 for games. So as we were explaining earlier, so the Knights are 30 points ahead of no filter. So once there's less than 30 points possible for no filter to get, the match is over.
So what we look at is when it comes to be mathematically impossible for the no filter team to catch up, the match is over.
Even like at the higher ends, they'll just stop the match right in the middle of a game. I don't know that for sure they would do it at the lower end. Some of the players like to just play the game out. But if you only need 2 balls and you sink your 2 balls, you just the match is over. You can do whatever. You can take the 10-2 loss. It doesn't really matter. They can't catch you anymore. So,
That's right.
So the match is over.
But we'll keep streaming until they call the match. CSL will stream at any level, guys, so there's always something to learn. Someone we know on the stream that we want to root, so I think
Then you can learn from various skill levels too, right? I mean,
oh yeah, of
good
course.
players, lower players, like you can learn patterns
Yep.
off of lower players. You can figure out, what they're doing and maybe why they're doing it a little bit, I'll say, wrong, or what they could do better. Or you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing that they're very good at is their safety play, because they play a lot of safeties. Whereas at the higher level, players are more aggressive, so they pass up those shots and they don't see the simple safeties as much. Is he gonna go for the breakout here?
I mean, it's kind of like one of your last chances. He's getting down to the last couple balls here, and he's got good angle on this 12.
Yeah, he's a little bit jacked up over the 2, but he should just be able to draw this 2 rails right into that stripe.
Something like
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah,
was
he hit that
perfect.
Perfect.
And very fortunate. He can just take this 15, just kind of hit and stick for that 9 ball in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Try and keep it simple. I don't know if he can.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
Another really good shot. And I think the 8 goes to the top left, so he doesn't necessarily have to get to the side. It might be easier, but
Yeah, the A ball's got some options. So you can just take this 9 ball, shoot that 8 ball to the top left. If you come too far, it does also go into the right, or the left, my other right.
no, your question was fine, Rochette. Some people do stream for a living. I think actually he does, right?
I think TV Mike,
think-
Mike actually does this for a living. It's a tough gig.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got to tell you, because we don't get paid very much. It is very expensive for us to travel.
When you
but,
put in a lot of hours.
It is very time consuming, for sure. I mean, we're the first ones in the room and we're the last ones to leave. both, actually all of us, are all still playing as well because we like to support the events that we're at.
The Knights won that one, 10-4.
Scott Oyland on Facebook. If you're having Facebook problems, just find us on YouTube. Go to YouTube and just do a search for Q Sports Live. Make sure you turn on your notifications, and you will get an email every time we go live.
I don't think this guy got on the 13, did he?
He did not. A little bit short.
It's hard to tell if the 9
So
goes. I don't think the 9 goes past the 13, and he needed to have the 13 ball so he could just play it, off the 2 ball firm to make sure it opens up the 15 ball, but I don't think the 9 goes like that. Oh, it did. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
See, the problem is he didn't hit it hard enough to get the 2 ball out of there. But he shaped the 12.
perfect.
So
Shape
maybe
the 12, perfect. Goes right in the side.
So then he's got to shape the 13 to then open up the 15 ball.
He's got to hit these good.
Yeah.
I think the 15 ball does not go into the top left pocket, obviously. So he may have to try to get short side on that 15.
If it goes. Or you just shoot the 13 off the... See, the problem with breaking it out last is you got to get a shot on it. You could shoot the 13 off the 2 again to try to create separation from the 15 and 2.
That 2 ball is quite far from the pocket, though.
Just gonna hook himself.
And he came a little far. He's got the wrong side of this 13 for shape on the 15. Ideally, he wanted to be a little bit more straight.
Yeah,
on that
now
13.
you just shoot it off the ball, though, right?
He's going to have to
And you kind of have to...
hit it good here.
Yeah, you kind of have to calculate, like, if you hit the 2 thick, then the 2's going to go to the rail, and it's going to bank the 15 up towards the 4. So you almost want to play a stop shot and hit it firm enough that the 15 can come to the middle of the table. Oh, I see. Hit
yeah,
the 2.
A little thick.
A little too thick, yeah. He had the right idea, though.
Good effort.
See, but if he had got on the 13 instead of the 9, he could play the 13 off the rail and just push the 2 ball along the short rail.
Right.
Just far enough so that the 15 goes. But instead he had to play it. So it must not go. Why didn't he shoot it when he was down there? Was he not just on the 2 ball?
Could have been.
I mean, this will work out. He's got lots of angle on the 1, but
He's got to get good angle on the 2, not too far.
looks like pretty good speed.
A little heavy. A little heavy.
Yeah. If those 2 balls are frozen, you can play the cue ball off the rail and spin into the 2. Oh, I think he just cut it. So he still had it. Oh, that's a good shot then.
Tough to see the angles from here.
Yeah, we'll call it that. They're just playing until one team can't catch the other, so the match is almost over here. It's a 25-game format, but in VNEA, once you cannot mathematically catch up, it's over. So they're 36 points ahead once there's less than 4 games. The most they could get is 30 points. So
That's right.
then they can't catch up, and it's over. I think it's actually over right now. She said they're down by 41. 10-5. Oh, 36.
how
Oh, no,
off-
they're down by 31 now, right? Because we didn't update it. So no filter,
Well,
just
and
one.
assuming our scoring is right.
Yeah, they just won 10-5, so that puts them down by 31.
Did I not just add that? No.
No.
So we're at 68.
No, the other way.
Oh. So 5 here.
Yeah, 63. 132. Yeah, I did hear her say they're down by 31. So maybe there's 4 games left.
It's tough for us to keep up on the score. Sometimes it happens a little bit fast. Uh-oh. No problem.
Yeah, and they're they're sitting directly across from us, so we can't see we can't see their score sheet to know what game they're on or anything like that.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I finished explaining how to get to YouTube. Just do a search for Q Sports Live on YouTube, and it should come up live. Just turn on your notifications there. Do we cover rotation games? And we'll cover any game. Rotation is not something that is played often at home, so they would much rather stream 10 ball or something. Sorry guys, Mike was just educating me on what we call rotation and what you guys in America call rotation is a little bit different. Yeah, we stream everything. We 8 ball, 9 ball, 10 ball. We're not, we don't have too many one pocket or bank pool games in Canada. That's very heavy in the States. We play a lot of 9 and 10 ball mostly.
Canadians are nice people, but they're aggressive. They like to shoot the balls in. They don't like to chip balls around the table, so nobody likes playing one pocket. It's funny that way. Like, it's too slow for me. I just want to shoot.
So I think that the intermediate division is starting this afternoon at about 2 o'clock, I think the start time is. Masters.
Do we have the score wrong?
John Cooney says it's 168, 127.
Here, I'll go look at it. Am I number 2?
You're number 2, yep. So John Cooney must be watching over there. I will assume that he knows what he's talking about.
I had to drink water to bed this morning for the 9 a.m. match. It shows up at 8:57.
So
I'll go look when the game on the left is done. I don't want to walk past them. Yeah, my roommate this morning had a little bit of troubles. He had a 9 a.m. match. He was throwing up at 8:45 in the room.
oh, Vegas.
Like, yesterday afternoon, like, we're going to the pool to have some drinks. He's like, I can't get drunk. I have a 9 a.m. match. Then 1 o'clock on Fremont
Whoopsies.
Street rolls around, and I'm like, all right, we better get back to the hotel.
Whoopsies.
It was fun.
Vegas is always fun. I mean, you're here with so many great people. If you guys have a chance to come to the VNEA tournament, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, VNEA's a good tournament.
This is probably one of my favorite tournaments of the year. There's just so many great people here. It is a worldwide, it's a world championship. So, I mean, this is international. You could play Germany and Australia, New Zealand, Spain, Bahamas, like all in one day. It's fantastic. Of course, lots of Americans and lots of Canadians here.
Yeah, lots of people from New Zealand. I don't think there's any Australians this year, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, we watched Australia yesterday.
Oh, okay. So they normally walk around in a big crowd, but I haven't seen... Are they not wearing yellow this year?
No, they're wearing blue.
Oh, that's why, yeah. So they're always... New Zealand and Australia, they normally wear,
their shirts are more blue with a splash of yellow. Last year they were yellow and green, I think, maybe?
Yeah, and I haven't noticed any of the yellow. That's why I was thinking none of their players were here.
But it is fantastic. The tournament committee does a really great job on this tournament.
Oh, yeah, so he's playing in the match. John is. Okay, so he definitely knows the score.
Thank you, John. They have this tournament. This event is worked out to a science.
41. Like, how many games are left? There must be 5 games.
I would assume they're getting
2, 4, 6.
down to the end. I would say they're probably down to the last couple games. Oh no!
Yeah.
An untimely scratch on the right.
I have a feeling that the game on the right is the last game. It's almost- Unless they just play out the whole match. I mean, they might do that.
You know
Just
what? And
because.
I don't mind doing that either. I mean, it's not like they're behind.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they're not going to put the tournament behind or anything, then it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
I
as
mean,
long
you
as
came to play pool, and
absolutely, as long as they're not pushing the next matches behind, I don't mind playing it out. Gets you more games. Obviously, 9 a.m. is tough. Just get a few more strokes in before your next match.
yeah. Yeah, or some people just got to go out and have a nap. They partied too hard.
Hey, James, thanks for tuning in. Facebook is still a little sketchy today, so hop over to YouTube if you're having problems. Seems to be kind of by area. We've been noticing it's kind of the viewers from the East Coast are having problems, or the West Coast, North, South. The outages are kind of sporadic.
Oh, he hit it good, but he didn't hit it hard enough. So he didn't hit a rail, and that's why he conceded ball in hand there. Is she stripes?
She is.
Oh, that was a
Stripes,
good
yeah.
try.
Oh. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. He's going to get ball in hand here anyway.
And to make it worse, she breaks out his ball. The combo might have went, but
This is not an easy table, though.
yeah, but they're on points.
Yeah.
He's on the team that's ahead,
true.
so
Yeah. So if you're the Knights here, you're just trying to pot balls.
yeah.
You don't necessarily need to go for the run out. You're just trying to keep your foot on the gas. Make sure you're not giving up big games. You don't, you definitely, when you're ahead, you don't want to be losing big. Just make sure you get, if you're going to lose, you want to lose with ball count.
Yeah, I think like he should have shot the 5-ball with ball in hand just to make it a little easier on himself.
That 5-ball was his trouble ball, for
Yeah,
sure.
unless the 14 ball is way further off the rail than I'm thinking.
No, I think probably the.
He's gonna get
I mean,
himself
if
in
he's going to
trouble
go
on
for
the
the
5.
run out, the 5-ball was definitely the
Yeah.
shot. If he's just going for ball count, then, you know, it is what it is, whatever. But I think they're far enough ahead. He's just looking to pot some balls, which is okay. And get this point of the game.
Yeah,
Not winning the rack or running out is going to be okay.
Yeah, so you could get straight in on the 5 and then just shape the 8 to the side. It's not the end of the world. It's just not as easy as it could have been.
A little hop, skip, and a jump. He's just making sure.
Yeah, this guy's full of energy.
He wanted to hit that window so good. But even if he can't, it doesn't look like he can make this 5, but just a little bit of rail first, I think he's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he can still make it off the... Oh, he had lots, yeah.
I think maybe he was a little straighter than he wanted. Maybe that was the problem. He looked at it like he didn't like it, but he had lots of room there.
Oh, this guy made a really good shot
wow,
on the right.
That was a great shot. A little Z shot. Get on the right-hand side of the 8. It does not go into that right pocket.
And this is from...
So I hear some clapping. I think it's actually over. Some team high fives.
Yeah, they're shaking. Is it over? Yeah, I think it's over. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you around. I gotta go have a nap.
Thanks for sitting in, Mike.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so I did hear that James John Schmidt smashed the Moscone record 626, so he now has a nickname, John 626 Schmidt. Congratulations to him. That is a huge feat. 44 and a half racks. Can you guys imagine 44 and a half racks before he missed the ball? That was crazy. So congratulations to him. Yes, absolutely, guys. We're having Facebook issues. It's not very reliable. It's smashing all the time. So if you're wanting to watch the streams, just flip over to YouTube. We are streaming there simultaneously as well, following along with the chat. Thank you for sharing the stream, guys. Because we are having so many Facebook problems, I would recommend sharing the YouTube link rather than sharing the Facebook stream. James, you're at 2.5 racks. You're halfway there, buddy. Just keep going. Yeah, congratulations to the Knights. This was the first match of the team event, so fortunately, unfortunately, No Filter is on the B side. They still have another life left. Plus, there's also a sportsman division, so lots of pool left, guys. This is the first day of the team events. We are on day 6 of 10. So last day of the streams are going to be on Saturday. I think what we're going to do is we're going to restart the stream, wait for the new teams to arrive. Once we have another match ready to go for you, we will be back. Make sure your notifications are turned on. And until then, go grab yourself another drink, take a washroom break, and we'll be back probably momentarily. I think there is 11 o'clock or 11:30 matches here, so we should be not too long. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.